All right, I guess I'm doing this again. That heater's probably going to come through, but I'm going to try not to give a shit, honestly. I can turn it off. There we go. All right. Yep, that fucked up. Yeah, that's why I stopped doing these. I guess I'm back. It's weird. I never really left is the thing. Like, I I stopped. It was like I stopped doing stand up. It was not like I stopped doing comedy. I just stopped posting on YouTube. Is the thing. I got to a point where it was just I got too busy with comedy to vlog about it. And the three mics were picking up, and the Batman podcast was picking up, and stuff with Gem City Comedy was going good. And it was like shit. I had to stop focusing on my own channel for a while, and it sucks. But it's not that I'm not doing not that I'm not doing a lot of stand up. It's just we're kind of at that point where a lot of comedians are past putting up every fucking show they go to online for views. You know what I mean? I don't have it in me to do that anymore. I can't listen to recordings of myself constantly. I already have to do that with the Batman podcast and with the three mics. I don't want to have to do that with my own comedy too. That's how you get tired of your jokes real quickly. You know what I mean? And I'm not a crowd work comedian, and that seems to be the only thing that really gains any amount of noticeable attention. Like my regular clips do, I want to say fine 500 views of video, which for someone like me is great, but in the grand scheme of things is dick. But yeah. And vlogging was just one of those things. It was just it was just another thing on the list. And it was well, if something's got to go, that was the first thing to go, because who the fuck am I? But I was actually kind of surprised to find how many people actually enjoy when I vlog. So I guess we're back to doing that. And I'm going to get stoned while I do it, because it's legal here in Ohio and I'm not getting paid by YouTube. So I don't actively give a shit about video get demonetized. Video was never monetized to begin with. So. So anyway, hope you guys are having well, I know no one's really having a great start to the year so far. It hasn't really been anyone's cup of tea, and we're not going to go into all that because I'm tired of talking about it. But oh yeah, I still use one of these. 36 years old. I'm not above it. I'm not. But yeah, I haven't done a lot of comedy yet this year because I'm cursed. Started out the year with COVID again, and then had some other health issues. Not nearly as bad as last year, but just was a little laid up for a few weeks. So I really only started getting back into doing open mics and stuff again in the last week or so. And I've been trying to just do new stuff, and it's all been bad. And any comedian who knows, you get to that point where it's all right, time for all new jokes. It's going to be eating a lot of dicks for a while on stage. Not a lot of great times to be had when it's new joke writing time. It's a lot of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's nobody's favorite part of this. It's true. I think it's truly the thing that separates the pros from the AMs in the world of pro-am comedy is if you're willing to tough out the writing process, because the writing process is the hardest part, which is why I think we've seen such an influx of forced crowd work comedy. Is because at the end of the day, nobody really wants to go through the process of sitting down and actively writing anymore. And I've never understood that. To me, stand-up has always been an extension of writing. As I've gotten better as a writer, I've gotten better as a comedian, and vice versa. Even your basic stand-up bit runs by simple story structure. A 3-act structure is the way to craft any joke. So I don't know. I think if you abandoned the writing aspect, I think that's only going to get you so far. You ask anybody who is an actual professional crowd work comedian, they'll tell you they do that now, but they only do that now because they've spent years and years writing and learning how to write jokes and look for things that remind them of those jokes. It's even crowd work itself is in a way written. So I've always been one. I've thrived and hated the writing process like any writer. You know, it's one of those, it's like, I love writing when the writing's going well, when the ideas are flowing and they're being well received, you feel you love it. But when you're just dropping bomb after bomb after bomb, it's less your favorite thing. Hello, Archie. Stuff with Gem City Comedy has been really good, and I won't go into too much of that here because it's not really what this is for. But I will just say, like, I'm really excited for what Gem City Comedy is planning to do in 2025. We haven't announced our next lineup for our comedy night at the gallery in April yet, but it is booked and it's fucking fire. And we've got some cool stuff planned for this year as well. But for me, mostly, like, I'm planning on going back. I haven't been down to like my old stomping grounds in the Carolinas since before COVID. The last time I went down was 2019 for the film festival at my alma mater, like I always did. And then, COVID happened in 2020, and so canceled that trip. And then I just haven't been back since. I've been back down, but just like not through where I used to live to like see my people and to like do stand up. So I'm planning on doing that in April at some point, probably the end of April. And then in July, flying out to Texas to visit my buddy Matt. Gonna go see Superman, Matt from the Batman podcast. But yeah, comedy, unfortunately, like, because just the way things are, I'm a little stalled out on just the comedy bookings have dried up. It is what it is. So I'm in that gray area that every comedian gets to, where it's like, oh, I'm taking a break right now. No, he's not getting booked. It's fine. Happens to a lot of us. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Just embrace it. Embrace the breaks. Use that time to write and work on new shit. That's what I'm doing. I had a surprisingly great end of 2024. I did some shows on the road with Ryan Haroff. He and I just a few. Like, we went on tour. I don't want to misrepresent it. We weren't on tour or anything. I mean, it was part of a tour. Let me explain. Heron Entertainment books these brewery tours, and they book these just like regional comedians to go do like a run of shows at these breweries. And you never know who's going to be at these brewery shows. You just know that they're going to be good regional up and comers, and for pretty cheap. And so Ryan, he's based out of New York, but he's originally from here in Dayton. And he hit me up and was like, I'm doing a show in Dayton and then 2 in Wisconsin that weekend. Do you want to come with? I said, shit, yeah, let's go. I regretted it immediately because it was because if you've ever know anything about me, December is a weird month for me, personally and professionally, and immediately was like, why did I agree to do this? But the moment we were on the road, I had a blast. It was the most fun. I put up a couple shorts here on the channel from that trip, but man, it was just a fun time. Had some great shows, and it gave me that feeling of that like, yeah, this is like these are the reasons, like these are the comedian moments that you get excited for. I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this, but yeah, it was a great way to end a year that had started out so shitty. And then I got sick for like a fucking month and a half. Like, I didn't leave the house for like 5 weeks. And it was just like all that momentum just fucking died. I was so pissed. So pissed. So now I'm just kind of back to like begging for going to open mics and begging for 5-minute guest spots and just producing the gallery show. It sucks. I hate it, but it is what it is. Let's go back to begging for spots, I guess. Although I will say I did get to buy. So I did the Bricky's open mic a couple weeks ago, and then was there for the Saturday show just to watch because my friend Miss TV was there for her anniversary, and she's a good friend of mine, and she's been great watching her come up in comedy. And Kevin just was like, "Hey, you want to host?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" It actually went really great. I hosted for Paul Carson, and was a lot of fun. It was great. So it's a slow time right now, but every comedian goes through it. I'm not worried. It sucks. Like, you don't love it, but I'm also kind of like, I'm enjoying kind of getting back to like, okay, let's I don't want to go back to sprinting again. I don't want to burn out like I always end up doing. So I'd rather build up to a big end of the year. And that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to build it to a big end of the year. But we'll see. 2025 is going to be an interesting year. I'm going to try to do these probably at least once a month. And that's all I'm going to commit to, just because I don't know what life's going to throw at me. I never seem to know. And given the way of the world right now, I'd be hard pressed to say that it's not going to be a weird rest of the year, if not next 4. So all that to be said, this one's going to be kind of short, but just to let you guys know, I'm coming back on here a little bit, and keep an eye out for other things, and yeah, see you guys soon.